G'day guys, my name's Dave Tran and welcome to another GuitarZero2Hero song tutorial. And by request, today I'll be teaching you how to play Don't Say You Love Me by Fifth Harmony. So for the basics of this song, you'll need your guitar in standard tuning and you'll need a capo on the 2nd fret of your guitar. Now I'm going to teach you two different ways of playing this. The first way I'm going to show you how to play this song is what I think sounds best and is probably closer to the original recording. But the second way I'm going to teach you is by just using some really simple open chord shapes that you probably already know. Now if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to GuitarZero2Hero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Now this song's actually fairly easy because once you learn the 2 chord progressions that are in it, they just get repeated throughout the whole song. Starting with the first method of how to play this song, we're going to start with this chord shape here. And to play this, what you're going to do is you're going to take a ring finger, you're going to put it on the 7th fret relative to the capo on the 5th string, and then your index finger will go on the 5th fret relative to the capo on the 4th string. So it's those 2 notes right there. And you'll just pluck those 2 together, like that. Now for the rest of these chord shapes, one thing you want to do is just keep your ring finger on this 5th string. Now this ring finger will just be sliding up and down, so there's no need to lift your ring finger up off this 5th string. So for the second chord shape, we'll just slide that ring finger down 2 frets, so it's on the 5th fret relative to the capo. And with our middle finger, we'll play the 4th fret of the 4th string. So that's our second position. Then our third position for our first line will be up here on the 10th fret relative to the capo and the 9th fret relative to the capo on the 4th string. So it's the same shape, just slid up to this position. And then for our 4th position for this first line, we're just going to go down essentially to a C chord shape, but you're just playing the 5th and 4th strings. And that's our 4th position. Now up here in the annotations, you'll see the timing for each of these positions. The first position will be played on the 1, and then the second position will be played on the end beat after the 2. The third position is on the 1, and then the final and 4th position is played on the end beat after the 2 again. So the first line will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now the second line is almost identical, except we're going to replace this position with this position. So your ring finger will just be on the 5th string still, but on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and you're also plucking the 4th string open. And that's our third position for the second line. So the second line will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... And in total, the main riff will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... And you could literally just play that throughout the whole song if you wanted to. But I'm going to show you a strumming pattern that you can use for the more powerful sections of this song. Now where we're going to put our fretting fingers is going to be exactly the same. However, when we're strumming, we can actually play the open 3rd, 2nd and 1st strings, like that, which will sound like this. It sounds a lot more open, but we're actually going to be strumming this as well. It's important to note though, that when you're strumming this, you should not hit the open 6th string. So try to mute that as much as possible. And you can do that by just sort of reaching your thumb over and lightly muting that 6th string. So the strumming pattern that we could use throughout the whole song goes like this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. And there's always going to be 2 positions to one strumming pattern. And the point at which you're going to change chords is always going to be on that 3rd down strum, or highlighted up here. So from the 1st to the 2nd position, it will sound like this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. And then the 3rd to the 4th position is exactly the same. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. And the second line is almost identical. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, And in total, the full progression strummed. Now it's really important to keep that top 6th string muted, so you do not want to hear that ringing. And that's it for the first method. You literally can just interchange those two dynamics. You can just play the 2 notes by themselves on those certain beats, or you can introduce that strumming pattern and strum all the strings except for the 6th string. Now the second method uses nice and easy open chord shapes. So we have 2 lines of chords here. Our first line goes E minor, then we have D, then we have G and C. Now up in the annotations you'll see the timing for these chords, which is the same as the first method. So we have the 1 beat, the end beat after the 2, and the G's on the 1 beat, and the C is on the end beat after the 2 again. The second line of chords is almost identical, except instead of a G, we're playing a G/B. So a G/B is exactly the same, except you're not hitting the top 6th string. Your bass note is the 5th string there. But all the other chords remain the same. So the easy chord version sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So that's what you can play in the more stripped back sections, just strumming each chord once. But in the more powerful sections, you can implement the strumming pattern down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. And the point at which you're going to change chords is on that 3rd down strum of that strumming pattern. And that strumming pattern will always have 2 chords within it. So if we wanted to implement that strumming pattern to our progression, it would sound like this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Now I just want to note that if the strumming is too fast for you or too difficult, then you can just play that single strum version throughout the whole song, and that will still work as well. So it's up to you. So now I'm going to be playing through the entire song, and I'm going to have some guest vocals from Laura DeFreitas, and she's a fellow YouTuber and she does an amazing job on vocals. If you want to check out her cover, it's in the link in the description below. Feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along, and see how you go.
Don't say you miss me when you don't know. Don't say I hate it with all the scars. Some from the speech in the night without tomorrow. Don't say you love me unless you do. We've been close but inconsistent. Hold my heart, safety says, yeah. You think words can ease attention.
Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to head over to GuitarZero2Hero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. If you've enjoyed this, then hit that like button, hit subscribe, and click that little notification bell so that you don't miss out on my updates. Please leave your thoughts, comments, questions, and requests down below, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.